Bandwidth and hosting for JapanCast.net has been provided by Site5. Site5 offers web hosting starting at just $4.95 per month, with 99.99% guaranteed uptime. Head over to site5.com and sign up for your 30-day free trial today. JapanCast.net is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at audiblepodcast.com/JapanCast. Over 75,000 titles to choose from, including hundreds of Japanese language books. Support us by supporting them. Visit audiblepodcast.com/JapanCast today.
JapanCast.net.
JapanCast のビデオエピソードへようこそ。ポールです。
ひとみです。
Already we can't start an episode. JapanCast is the #1 video cast on the internet for Japanese. This is episode 12. Now, whether you're the person who just got that cool Japanese kanji tattoo on your arm and you have no idea what it says, or you're a serious Japanophile who's really into Japanese blood typing, JapanCast is your place to go. So, we were just making a welcome video for our Facebook page, and I could not speak at all. So, we've got a little bit of giggles going on here. Just quickly, the iPhone app, the free version, is stuck in the Apple system. We finally got word from Apple on what the deal was. And basically, the free version is ad supported, and they have some kind of a rule that if there is not an ad available, you're not supposed to display anything. And ours was displaying just a blank ad that just said like "I ad" or something like that. It didn't have anything. And so that broke the rules for Apple. So they sent it back to us. It took 10 days for them to just simply say that. So now we're fixing that and getting it up. So the free version's coming. We now have an official Facebook URL, so we don't have to use the tiny URL anymore. It's facebook.com/JapanCast. And one thing I probably haven't mentioned, I know I've mentioned Michael Arias, we're going to do an interview in September, but I guess I forgot to mention he was one of the producers of the Animatrix. If you remember the series The Matrix with Keanu Reeves, he was one of the producers of the short films called The Animatrix. So again, if you have questions about moving to Japan and working in the animation industry there, if that's your dream, here's a guy who is not Japanese who moved to Japan and is living his dream. So send an email to paul@japancast.net, and I'm compiling a list of questions to ask him when we do our interview, and I'll put together basically the most requested questions, and we'll ask him in September. So I think that's it. Up next, we have news from Japan. So in the news this week, I found a news report that I thought was really, really interesting, and it has to do with the law of unintended consequences. And in this report, what's really interesting is they're discussing how because Japan has a non-aggression constitution, they're only allowed to defend themselves. And that sounds great. It sounds like a wonderful thing on paper. You shouldn't go out and attack somebody. But in this report, what you find is if somebody, let's say Kim Jong-il, decides, I'm going to wipe out Japan, and he sends a bomber, and the bomber says, I'm going to blow up a building, I'm going to blow up a city. If the Japanese Air Force shot the bomber down, the pilot of the airplane could end up being arrested or face prison time for attacking, because that's not self-defense. The bomber hadn't done anything. The only way they could attack is to allow the bomber to drop bombs on the city. Then they can defend themselves. So we'll watch this video. I thought that was really, really interesting, that the intention was that Japan would never be what it was back in World War II, but the consequences of that is they could be attacked and they can't defend themselves until the attack has already happened. So let's take a look at this video and see what you guys think.
いかにも爆弾を落としそうな爆撃が日本の領空に入ってきた、F15 は日本を守る素早く駆けつけることはできます。しかし攻撃することはできません。どうしたらいいか。はい、これです。この世界最高峰の1機120億円の F15 ができることは警告すること。お願いだからこっち来てっていうね、これだけしかできない、
その警告の中にはなんか相手に向かってじゃなくてなんかちょっと近くに向かってパラパラって撃ったりしちゃいけない。それはこれはどうなの？外して撃つの？
外して撃つのはですね、これはまた防衛省に対力侵犯措置に対する訓練というのがあって、この中身は秘密なんですよね。どう対応していいか秘密なんですが、一応警告射撃なんかも段階的にやるようにはなってます。い
かにもさ、爆弾を処理した爆撃機を我々は何と呼ぶんでしょう。敵機しちゃいけないでしょ。不審な飛行機って言わなきゃ。だって敵機っていうのは敵国として認めてしまっちゃいけないでしょ、これ。
まあ不審機ですね。
不審
船って前に言ってましたね。
飛行物体。そしてですね、攻撃するのは正当防衛として攻撃できるのはやっぱり何万人の犠牲者も出てやっとという。でもしパイラットがですね、もう平らずに F15 でですね攻撃しまった場合、攻撃しまった場合はですね、これは殺人罪になるという。どうですか？
なるほど。論理的にはなる。
殺人
そうなっちゃう。
だからこれはですね、例えば北朝鮮の工作船が来るでしょ。で工作船に入ってくるなと言いますよね。それでも日本は撃たないこと分かってくるから入ってきますよね。でこれをじゃあ言うこと聞かないからって沈めたとするとですね、これ殺人罪に問われちゃうんです、自衛隊は。これはよその国であれば、まあ国際法ですから、軍の言うことを無視をしてそういった行動に出るものは沈められてももう文句言えないわけですね。これ国際法上はもう合法ですから。でも日本はそれができないということですね。
So again, there you go. Very interesting look at the law of unintended consequences. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. Please post on either our Facebook page or come over to JapanCast.net and post in the comments section your opinion. Should Japan change its constitution so that if they were in that situation, they could shoot that bomber down, or should they stay the way they are, where they're not allowed to shoot down a plane even when they know it's going to destroy a city? They can't do anything about it. Let us know what you think. Go to JapanCast.net and post your comments. Up next, we have the JapanCast Culture Corner. So what are we studying?
We're going to talk about Culture Festival.
Okay.
So, Culture Festival is Bunkasai. It's called Bunkasai in Japanese. So, Bunka means culture. And Sai, this kanji means festival. So, Culture Festival, we say Bunkasai. So, this is an event that's held by most Japanese high schools every year, usually around November, around the fall season. And there's this festival called Gakuen-sai too, Gakuen-sai. And Gakuen means school or campus, or academy.
Okay.
Gakuen. And Sai is festival, so basically school festival.
So this is one of those cases where I get confused because of the pronunciation of the kanji. I'm thinking like chi-sai, sai. It's the same pronunciation, but different meaning entirely.
Sai?
Right. It becomes confusing, I think, to people who are learning that you learn, oh, chi-sai. Okay, I know what that means now. But then you hear this and it's completely different meaning.
Oh, okay. But chi-sai, okay.
What?
Well, chi, that part is kanji, and sai is
Sai
in
is
hiragana.
hiragana, right. But if you hear it, it's the same. Okay. And this has it has kanji on it. Of course, you guys, subscribers, will get the notes with all this. But to me, I just hear sai, and I go, oh, I know the meaning of that. That's like chi-sai.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Okay, anyway, so sai means festival. But we usually say this sai is a Chinese reading. So it's onyomi. And kunyomi would be matsuri. Kunyomi is makes sense in Japanese pronunciation. That makes sense in Japanese. So matsuri would be kunyomi. But this sai is onyomi. So, but it means festival. So some schools call their festival gakuen sai, school festival, instead of bunkasai, cultural festival. But basically, same thing. So, let's see. Yeah, this festival is usually open to the public. So your friends from other high schools or your family can come and visit you and enjoy it together. And the students do pretty much everything by themselves. No like parents involved, or teacher might help a little bit, but mostly students.
I can't imagine in the United States what would happen if the school, a high school, said, well, you know, we're going to have a festival and there's not going to be any parents involved, and you kids just come up with your own ideas and just do what you want. That's a great idea. I'm sure that would be a wonderful festival with some really good things.
Right.
Yeah.
But Japan, it's different. I think we are more, I don't know, not necessarily mature, but more responsible maybe. I don't know. No offense to American high school students, but
oh no, American high school students won't be offended, because the ones who watch our show are generally the responsible ones, but they know what I'm talking about, that there's a whole bunch of idiots out there that if they were given the opportunity.
I'm sure we do have those people too, so everywhere, right? So, but first, each classroom needs to decide what they want to do for the festival.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they have to talk, get together and talk about it. And the food booth, is very popular pick.
Mm-hmm.
So one year, for example, my classroom made Korean rice, kare rice, and then the year after that, we made takoyaki, octopus dumplings.
Balls.
Yeah,
octopus balls.
Octopus ball. Octopus balls.
They're
round.
The thing you cook them in.
It's a savory pancake.
Right, but no, the thing you cook it in is like half a sphere shape. You pour this almost like pancake batter into it, and then you cook it, and then you flip it over.
Basically make round dumplings. So those food booths are called mogiten. Mogiten in Japanese. And like I said, the students do everything from planning to running the shop. We have to go buy materials or ingredients and sell the tickets, make posters and set up the shop and things like that. And many people know that we have after-school club activities. I think we talked about it. Bukatsu, after-school activities, club activities. And during the festival, they have their own bukatsu booth too. There's a display or anything. And so if you belong to a tea ceremony club, for example, you teach people how to do the tea ceremony. You get to drink the tea, the customers. I did that. My friend, she was in tea ceremony club, so I went to her and then I learned how to do it. I forgot totally, but it was a lot of steps. I'm
smiling because I'm imagining again American high school students. You come to a festival and you're like, "Oh, that's gonna be awesome. What do you got?" Well, we have a tea ceremony and you can drink the tea. And then I'm just, high school guys would be like, "Are you kidding? Tea ceremony?" So,
it was fun though.
I know. That's a cultural thing. That's why this is in the Culture Corner. That I just, we're doing like ring toss to win, bottles of Coke or Pepsi or whatever, or things like that. And you guys are doing these cool cultural things. And I think most high school students here, if they came in and be like, "We're going to make some tea for you." Okay, lame. I'm going to leave now.
I don't know. So anyway, if you belong to maybe flower arrangement club, we have ikebana, Japanese style flower arrangement. Maybe they will display their work, somewhere in school. And if you belong to like K-on club, like K-on light music club, like a band, basically band, like the anime K-on, then you get to perform in front of everyone.
Okay. So we have a clip from K-on. This is episode 6 from season 1, where they're having a school festival.
All right. So now let's watch a clip from K-on where they are having their school festival.
All right.
Should I give a vocabulary? Okay. So please listen for these phrases. Okay. There are 5. So 1. 毎度あり。毎度あり。This is a short for 毎度ありがとうございます。This is an expression which means thank you for your continued support. Literally, thank you for each time. And 毎度 means each time. 毎度あり。
And you said that's more of a old man, oyaji kind of thing to say. So it's unusual for a high school girl to say.
It's very, and then some people might say 毎度. Again, it's kind of guys phrase. Yeah, 毎度. Or 毎度あり. Okay, number 2. ごゆっくり. ごゆっくり. Which means take your time or please relax. And in this script, I think it means take your time. And number 3, 練習. 練習, which means practice. And number 4, 無理. 無理. 無理 means impossible or unreasonable. And number 5, 言い出しっぺ. 言い出しっぺ. Which means the one who brought it up.
Okay. I had a question on that, Benshu. I'm thinking of the wrong what's concentrate?
集中.
集中. Is it the same chew?
This is
練習 and then it's chew.
Chew,
okay.
right. 集 and chew. し sound like ch sound. So this is 練習. It's practice. Shoo, 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 like shoo, shoo.
Okay.
And then to concentrate, 集中.
Choose. Okay.
集中, like choo choo, choo choo train.
Yes. Okay. So let's watch a clip from K-on.
毎度あり、ごゆっくり。ミオ、ねえリツ、本番前の練習やっておかない？ごめん、今無理。ほら、こんなに並んでるんだからさ。誰か代わってくれる人いないの？私がこの企画の言い出しっぺだかんね。最初くらいはやっておかないと。そう。じゃあ麦はどこ？ありがとうございました。次の方どうぞ。
いい感じじゃない。大丈夫大丈夫。
この中？クラスの人は入ってもいいよ。暗いから気をつけてね。
Okay, that was K-on, and that's actually, I think, the last of K-on we're going to cover for a while. And up next, we're going to have a phrase or idiom. What do we have this week? An idiom?
Idiom.
All right, let's take a look.
This week's idiom is 棒に振る. 棒に振る. Which means to waste or to ruin something. And literally, 棒に振る means a swing, something like a stick.
I was wondering, is that like in martial arts, bow? Is that the same?
Not necessarily martial arts. It's just a stick.
But if you study martial arts, you learn bow.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's a staff. So I was wondering, I mean, I know you don't know martial arts, so.
No, not very well, no.
I know it comes to a surprise to many people that not everybody who is Japanese knows karate. It's a lot of people think
I pretend like I'm like, what?
Yes.
Fifth belt,
yeah.
like black belt.
Yeah, if somebody annoys her, yeah, she'll pretend like she knows it.
Yes.
Watch out. But it's all fake. So yeah, in karate class, you
guys use ball?
Mm-hmm.
Really, stick?
Yeah.
And do anything?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I didn't know.
Sai and bo.
So bo means stick. Furu means to swing. So bo ni furu, this idiom means to waste or to ruin. And for example, that's how we use this idiom. あの人は麻薬で人生を棒に振りました。あの人は麻薬で人生を棒に振りました。あの人 means that person, that guy. 麻薬 Do you know what 麻薬 means?
I do not.
Drugs. 麻薬。And 人生 is life. 棒に振りました。It's a past tense of 棒に振る。棒に振ります。棒に振りました。It's a past tense. So this means that person ruined his life with drugs.
Okay. Cool. All right. So it is time to thank our sponsors this week. As we mentioned last week, and you saw in the opening, Site 5 is sponsoring us now. They have provided us with bandwidth and server for the show. They are a great web host. Incredible pricing, $4.95 a month to start. They have a 45-day money-back guarantee. They'll even transfer your site for you. And you can host, on the $4.95 a month plan, unlimited sites. So it's a really, really great, I've been in this business for years and years and years, and I've been very unhappy with, especially when it comes to the lower priced web hosts, the service and the support. And these guys have been absolutely incredible, just awesome. So if you're looking to build your own website, check out site5.com. They've got pre-built control panel where you go in and you just click a button and it builds out your whole WordPress site. And then what's great is because it's WordPress and it's open source, you can go out and find all kinds of free templates and make your site look however you want. All that's free. So you're basically just paying the $4.95 a month. So thanks to them. And this week I have an Audible pick for you guys. You need to head over to audiblepodcast.com/JapanCast for us to get any kind of credit for you guys seeing this and taking action. You can get a 14-day free trial membership. And the book I'm picking this week is called The Street of 1,000 Blossoms by Gail Tsukiyama. And this book had really awesome reviews. It's about two orphan boys growing up just as the attack on Pearl Harbor happened and everything that comes out of that. But I'll tell you, my real reason for recommending this is when I first signed up for Audible, I did the free trial, I did the free book, and I'm honest, I canceled my membership. I just wanted the free book. But I have come back and I've been a member for years now. And the book I bought was Dune, or the free book that I got was Dune. And the reason I got it is because it was the longest book that I could find that I was interested in. And this book, The Street of 1,000 Blossoms, is 15 hours long, just under 15 hours long.
Wow.
And I figure, hey, if you're going to get something for free, why not get a 15-hour book? But I like I said, I went back and ended up signing back up for Audible because I just really, really love it. I'm not a book lover. In fact, I have two books here. These are the two most recent books I purchased, actual physical books. All right. First up, we have the VES Society, the VES Handbook of Visual Effects, and it's basically it's the industry standard VFX practices and procedures for visual effects and animation. It's just basically almost like a textbook. And then I also bought the Art and Science of Digital Compositing by Ron Brinkman, which goes through different techniques and things on doing digital compositing. That's the kind of book I typically read. I don't really read stuff for fun, but with Audible, I actually really enjoy it because it is more like an old-time radio program with sound effects and music and different actors and things like that. So I really enjoy listening to audiobooks for enjoyment, and then for my work and for study, I actually get these kind of books. I think there's like more than 1,000 pages between the two of those, and I would never want to listen to those on audiobook.
You will fall asleep.
Yeah, I would. So again, check out The Street of a Thousand Blossoms by Gail Tsukiyama. And now it's time for this week's vocabulary. All right, so we have some vocabulary this week.
Hi, you picked these.
Me?
You did.
Oh.
Remember?
I thought this was really an interesting thing because they're all kind of connected by one part. They are?
これから、それから、and 今から。
Okay. So, what's the first one?
We have あれから too. There are four.
あれから, okay.
So it always ends with から。Anyway, so number one. これから、これから means after this.
After this.
So for example, that's how we use this word.
Alright. 今日はこれからどうするの？
これからスーパーに行くつもりです。So, what Paul said was, 今日はこれからどうするの? Which means, what are you going to do after this? What are you going to do after this? Okay. And I replied, これからスーパーに行くつもりです。Which means, I'm thinking about going to a supermarket. That's how we use it. これから。
Okay.
And then number two, それから。Which means, and then, or after that. Okay? それから。So, for example,
夏休みはどこ行ったの？
京都に行きました。それから奈良にも行きました。So, what he said was, 夏休みはどこ行ったの? Which means, where did you go during summer vacation? And I replied, 京都に行きました。それから奈良にも行きました。Which means I went to Kyoto, and after that, I went to Kyoto too.
Okay.
And number three, あれから which means since then or after that. So for example,
初めて会ったのはいつだっけ？
2001年の夏だよ。So what he said was, 初めて会ったのはいつだっけ? Which means, when did we meet for the first time? And I replied, 2001年の夏だよ。It was summer 2001. And I think I forgot to say this one, but I was supposed to say 2001年の夏だよ。あれから9年も経つんだね。早いね。そう。あれから9年も経つんだね。早いね。Which means it's been 9 years since then. あれから since then. Time flies, doesn't it? 早いね。Time flies, doesn't it? Okay. So that was あれから。And then the last one, 今から。今から means from now. So, this is how we use this phrase. 今から。今からスタバ行くんだけど来る？
行く。
Okay, so, 今からスタバ行くんだけど来る means we're going to Starbucks. Would you like to come? 来る? So, do you want to come? Would you like to come? And he replied, 行く。Sure, I'm coming too.
Great. Again, those of you who are donation subscribers, check your email. You'll get additional study materials. And coming up next, the JapanCast mailbag. So viewer Paul Atkinson wrote in a review of our app, and he had a ton of really good suggestions. We've already mapped out the upgrades from version 1.0 all the way up to 2.0, and we're going to be implementing a lot of his suggestions. So if you have suggestions, if you've downloaded the app and you say, oh, I really wish it would do this, or I wish it had that, send us an email. You can send it to app@japancast.net, and we'll take a look. Because the app that we've built is for you guys. We want to know exactly what you want it to do. And if we get enough suggestions that say, hey, it needs to go this direction, then obviously we need to go that direction. So please send us in what you think, what you'd like to see. And as I said, we have to recode the free version, the iAds, so that we meet their graphical standards, and that'll be out soon. So if you're waiting for that, I'm sorry. And if you've downloaded if you're one of the 100 who've downloaded it and wonder where the kanji are, we couldn't get the kanji in because of that one coding issue. So, and again, we love getting your questions and suggestions for the show. You can send those to hitomi@japancast.net, and we'll try to answer those questions on a future show. So I think that's it for this episode. Thank you guys again for all your support. We really appreciate it, and we will see you soon.
じゃあまたね。